Hello everyone, my name is Todd Hilton from Nowhere Video Productions, and this is Nowhere Video's Afterthoughts. This is a video blog that I've started in order to share random thoughts of different things that are rattling around in my noggin, and things that don't necessarily fit into any other category on Nowhere Video Network. Just a way to speak out on ideas and different things going on. Not necessarily anything of any kind of importance whatsoever, but fun topics nonetheless. So, I was thinking recently about something that I was checking out with my best friend, Mr. Chris Du Bois. Notice how that rolls right off the tongue. Mr. Chris Du Bois. Mr. Chris Du Bois. And both of us being pretty big fans of the best rock band in existence. I'm talking, of course, about AC/DC. We have covered different topics concerning AC/DC. We did it in Livewire, created an entire mock interview with Brian Johnson and Angus Young. Really, if you're talking rock and roll and, drinking, it doesn't get much better than AC/DC. So, some time ago, me and Mr. Chris Du Bois were checking out a few things. One of them was the, probably, in my opinion, one of the greatest guitar riffs ever is the opening to Thunderstruck. Yeah, that one. Honestly, it's been so many years now, I don't remember how we stumbled across this. But it's both hilarious and cool at the same time. If you turn down Thunderstruck just a few notches, what you end up with is akin to a banjo-picking, knee-slapping, boot-stomping hoedown. Who'd have thought you could do this and turn AC/DC into, like, bluegrass? Well, apparently there's a group that did just that intentionally and did it with Metallica. It's called Fade to Bluegrass. It's a real thing. Check it out. It's freaking incredible. Speaking of AC/DC, back in the day, I inherited a copy of Highway to Hell on vinyl. Yeah, like an actual freaking record. I'm dating myself now, but back then, one of the big things that people used to look for were subliminal messages. These would be things that would be hidden, messages hidden inside songs, and the only way you could hear them was to play the record backwards. Now, you could only do this, of course, if you had a turntable. Now, we're talking back in the day, a vinyl, where you could actually run a record backwards, but the trick was you had to run it by hand in order to get it to work. Well, Mr. Chris Du Bois and I, Mr. Chris Du Bois, we scoured the entire album, and out of everything, I'm pretty sure we listened to the entire album backwards. So, needless to say, it took a while. We almost came up empty-handed. Almost. We came up with two possible cuts that sounded like they had something in them. And I don't know if this is just our interpretation or if it's just what we think we heard, but there are two cuts on this album where it sounds like something. So what we found were two things. At the end of Highway to Hell, if you run it backwards, and I mean from the very end of the song, if you run it backwards, what we hear is, "There's no money." That's right, there's no money. Oddly enough, of course, Highway to Hell was the last AC/DC album to feature Bon Scott. Before he choked on his own barf and died. Haven't we lost enough musical legends due to drinking and drugs? I mean, come on, guys. I mean, if you want to be stupid, you don't have to drink for that. I can be stupid all day long. I don't need a drop. So if you run this backwards, what we hear is, "There's no money." It kind of sounds like, "There's no money." So, were they running out of funds? Are they asking for help? Are they trying to start a campaign for funds? I don't really. So, there's no money, apparently. So apparently there is no money on a highway to hell. So just pick a different route. I mean, there's roads going here, there. Now the other one that we found, and this one's a stretch. This one was a little hard to pick out, but after listening several times, the closest analogy we can come up with was Bon Scott shouting an insult. So during the course of If You Want Blood, if you run it backwards, you will hear "Slug, you slug." Now, I don't know if he's still pissed off about not having any money, or, the manager was a jerk. I don't know. But apparently somebody is a slug. So again, these are just random things that have been rattling around in my head. This one was from quite a few years back, but Chris and I had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs checking this out, and I'm pretty sure we listened to the entire album. And out of the whole thing, these are the only two segments where we thought we heard something. So check it out for yourself. Take a listen, decide what you hear. That's it for now. So, for Nowhere Videos Afterthoughts, I'm Todd Hilton. You're watching Nowhere Video Productions. I want to thank you for watching.